Good morning, students. How are you all? Hope you all are fine and enjoying your e-classes. Students, today we will start third chapter of your supplementary book, that is The Midnight Visitor, written by Robert Arthur. Students, first I will give you a little introduction of the lesson. Ausable, a secret agent, is expecting a very important report. Another secret agent, Max, threatens him with a pistol, demanding the report. Does Ausable outwit him? Yes. The story is about a secret agent, Ausable, who has spent an evening with a writer named Fowler, who had expected that as he would be meeting a secret agent, he would be looking into a lot of adventure. But instead, he rather gets bored when he meets Ausable, as the things that happened were exactly the opposite of what he had imagined. How Ausable gets rid of his unexpected guest proves his expertise as a secret agent. So, students, I am going to start with a short explanation of the lesson. Listen it carefully. Fowler felt that Ausable did not look like a secret agent at all. He was following Ausable to his room through a smelly and a bit scary corridor. His room was on the top floor, which was the sixth floor of the hotel. Ausable was a very fat man, and his accent was American. Although he had been living in Paris for the last 20 years and could speak a bit of French and German. Then Ausable tells Fowler that although he was told that he was going to meet a secret agent, a spy agent, who had been dealing with danger, crime, scenes, and drugs, but Fowler was disappointed. He had to spend the evening in a music hall with an old, poorly dressed, extremely fat man who used traditional methods for making the information travel rather than beauties delivering to him. He then exclaimed that Fowler was bored with him. As soon as he opened the door of his room, Ausable gave way to Fowler. He entered the room, closed the door, and turned on the light. Then Ausable told Fowler that he had been thinking all wrong and the best part was yet to come, as they would soon be coming across a paper for which a lot of men and women had risked their lives, and that report was very important. After saying this, Ausable closed the door behind him and turned on the light. As soon as the light was turned on, Fowler experienced his first thrill of visiting a secret agent as he saw a man with an automatic pistol standing across the room. Ausable recognized the man as Max and asked him what was he doing in his room when he was supposed to be in Berlin. Max was thin, a bit short, and his face looked a bit like that of a fox. He seemed harmless except the gun he was holding. Max said that he wanted the report about the missiles for which Ausable had been waiting, as he thought that he would be able to keep it more safely. This is said to create humor, as he just wanted the reports for his own benefit. Ausable sat down on a chair and started speaking that he would definitely have a fight with the management of the hotel, as this was the second time that someone had climbed up from the balcony of the room. Then Fowler looked towards the window and saw that it was an ordinary window and that it was pretty much dark outside. Meg said that he came through the master key and did not know about the balcony. Had he known about it, his work would have become much easier. Oswald continued that it was not his balcony, through which people had tried coming in, but was of the next apartment. He then started explaining things to Fowler, that his room used to be a part of a large unit, and the room next to his room used to be a living room. Then he said that it had the balcony that came till the window of his room. Then he said that to climb up to his room, one needed to go to the empty room, which was 2 rooms away from his room, and climb up the balcony. Then he said that somebody did climb up the balcony last month as well. He also told Fowler that the management had told him that they would surely get it blocked, but they still had not done so. Max looked at Fowler, who was standing near Oswald. Max asked Fowler to sit down, as there was still half an hour for the report to reach Oswald. Oswald joked that it was not 30 minutes but 31 minutes that were left for the report to reach him. The report was supposed to come in around 12:30 at night. Oswald said that he wished he had known how Max had come to know about the report coming in. Max smiled vaguely and said that he also wished to know how Oswald and his team had got the report. He had added that nothing had happened to the report because he would take it from Oswald straight to his team. Then suddenly a knock is heard on the door and Max panics. Fowler is also scared by the knock on the door. Oswald replied to Max's question about who was on the door that as must be the police, because he had asked them to check on him after some time, as he thought that the report he was about to receive was important and definitely required extra attention. He had asked the police to check on him after every some time to ensure that everything was all right. Max became nervous about the situation as the knocking continued, and Oswald asked him what would he do next. Oswald added that the door was unlocked, and if he did not let him open the door, the police would enter anyway and would definitely shoot if they saw him with a gun. Max was angered by the situation and ran quickly. The knocking on the door grew louder, and someone from outside called for Mr. Oswald twice. Max was sitting on the window sill and was facing inside so that his gun could still be pointed towards Mr. Oswald and Fowler. Max then held the window still and sat at the sill with both legs outside. The doorknob turned, and Max thought that the police would be coming in, so he jumped from the sill to fall on the balcony. And when he fell, a loud and shrill scream was heard. When the door opened, a waiter stood at the door with a tray, a bottle of wine and two glasses. He came in and kept everything on the table and said that it was the bottle that Oswald had ordered for. He opened the cork of the bottle skillfully and left. Fowler did not understand what had happened and stammered that where was the police, to which Oswald replied that there was no police and that he knew that it was Henry, the waiter, and he was expecting him only. Then again Oswald asked about the man outside the window, to which Oswald replied that he would never come back as there was no balcony and that Max had fallen on the ground from the top floor of the building and died. So, my dear students, hope you have enjoyed the story. Listen it carefully once again. And so, students, I will send assignments, do that and send me back on email ID. Thank you. God bless you all.